G'day colleagues in psychology. Here's a brief video that steps you through the key things to look out for when producing your 2017-30 subject outlines in the new template. Just before we do, a quick reminder about where to go to for help. Easiest place I reckon is the Learning and Teaching Wiki. That's bjbs-share.csu.edu.au. Simply type subject outlines into the search function and you're taken to this page, which contains links to key resources, some of which I showed you at the face-to-face meeting. Key ones are the subject overview template. That's this two-page Word document which outlines the nature of each section of the template, mandatory auto text, editable, etc. And the other one is the subject outlines preparation guidelines, which provides some guidance on what you should be including in each section. As you can see, it steps you through the various parts of the template and gives you a bit of commentary on what you should consider in each of those sections. Alrighty, let's have a look at a psychology subject outline. Rachel Fox has kindly allowed me to use a draft of her PSY 101 2017-30 subject outline. I've compared it to a prior session. The important thing to mention again is that the aim is to get rid of a lot of the guff and get students to their assessment items quicker. And just as importantly, information from prior sessions will clone across, so there's no need to reinvent the wheel. However, there are a few things to look out for. First thing is in relation to the academic biography. It's no longer in the template, so save for the name and contact details. Any further information, including biography and photo, etc., should be in the Interact 2 site. Next is the textbook. Now, in addition to the prescribed text, the previous template had spaces for both required reading and resources and recommended reading or resources. The new template just has space for the prescribed text. Now, this is editable, so you could whack all of your required and recommended readings up in here, but I think that'd look a bit suboptimal, so I'm recommending that you place those details up in your Interact 2 site. Next is in the subject delivery section and down in recommended student time commitment. This is a new section for your subject outlines, and it contains editable auto text here, but it is required that some sort of breakdown of hours is added after the auto text. Now, the subject outline preparation guidelines give an example of what sort of breakdown you might want to add. Two important things to bear in mind is that the breakdown adds to between 140 and 160 hours across a 12-week session, and that it's going to be plausible for your subject. So, for example, if you're teaching an on-campus cohort, don't put stuff in here about online meetings. The next one is down in the student feedback and learning analytics section, and there's a subsection there headed changes and actions based on previous student feedback. Now, this is another new mandatory section for everyone. It should contain a description of how student feedback from the subject evaluation survey from the previous session's delivery of the subject has been accommodated in this session. If you don't write anything in here, it's going to be an orphan heading. Now, you could go to the subject outline preparation guidelines for an example, but personally I think the example in there is a bit suboptimal. So here's something I prepared, which really just speaks to the major changes that I've made in the subject based on that feedback. It's reasonably generic but still meaningful. So obviously you need to make it meaningful for your subject as well. And lastly, in the same major section is learning analytics in this subject. There is an editable auto text at the end of this section, as you can see here. Now, unless you have something solid to say about changes based on past analytics, I recommend you delete the whole sentence before submission. Well, that's it. Hopefully that was useful. Any questions or comments, please let me know. Thanks very much.